And you know what these hands can do? This my cat, look at it. I'm just like every other girl. This is my like meditation time.
Feet up on the dash and the calling open road.
Look, hey, it's Nats and welcome back to my channel. Hi, how are you? Welcome. This Sunday, I thought we would get cozy. Girls, I am in my favorite gas station sweater and my jammy pants and my slippers. Cause it's a rainy day. It's raining. It's nasty out there, and I just wanted to curl up and work on a sewing project that I have had in my brain for a long time. You guys know I'm just like every other girl, and I love an Aritzia bodysuit. I think they're perfect for summer. They're perfect for casual. You can dress them up. You know the versatility of an Aritzia bodysuit. I don't need to tell you that. But what I do need to tell you is that they're expensive. They're great quality. They do last. I'm not saying that they're not worth the money and that don't go buy that if that's what you want to spend your money on. But I can't be. I want too many of them. I like too many of them. And my wallet, my pocketbook, she ain't that thick. I don't have Aritzia bodysuit money right now, but what I do have is access to the internet and access to a sewing machine and my little hands. I do have these hands. And you know what these hands can do? They can make a dupe. They can make an at-home Aritzia bodysuit, which is what we're going to do today. I'm so excited. You guys know I love secondhand options, and I'm always looking for new ways to use up something that would end up in the landfill, or reuse something, or give something new life. That is something I love to do and that I make a big part of this channel. And in that, I have been looking for new places to buy fabric that aren't necessarily like the generic fabric store. And in my search, I have come across this website. I'll put it here. They are called Our Social Fabrics. They're based in Vancouver, BC, which is just like, from what I can tell, they stock, dead stock, overstock fabric, like from the bolt. They get fabric from retailers who produce in Vancouver or other places in Canada. I think they also get from places like in the States and stuff like that. I'm not partnered with them or anything. I am just a person who ordered here, but I thought they were really cool. I liked the idea that I could buy higher end fabric at a cheaper price because there's only like a meter or 2 meters of it at a time. They're not selling bulk. You can't get a lot of the same fabric, but you can get enough to make a garment or two. And that's what I've done here. I picked up this fabric and they have it labeled as a lycra, which when I was searching this up, it has a very similar, it's almost the exact same like makeup as the Aritzia bodysuits, and it feels like very close to that. Like it isn't quite as soft. Like I find that the Aritzia ones are very buttery. This isn't quite buttery, but it is very soft. It is very thick and very stretchy. So this is their lycra in ecru, and it is an 82% poly and 8% lycra blend, which was very close to the Aritzia, as close as I could find. I got 2 meters at 160 centimeters. I got 2 meters of it for $12.50. I paid $12.50 for all this fabric, and they shipped it to me. They brought it right to my house. So I'm very happy. So if you are in Canada, I don't know if they ship to the States. If you're in Canada and you are looking for somewhere that stocks higher end fabric, if you see something on there you like, give it an order, because I had a great experience. They were really kind. I love what they sent me. I also bought some other fabric for another project down the line, but that's another story. For these Aritzia bodysuits, we are going to be using this ecru fabric, which I'm very excited to have. And this fabric alone at the fabric store would have cost me like $60, $70. It's very nice. It feels really good. It feels really sturdy, and I'm very excited to work with it. So if you are in Canada, please go and check them out if you're looking for fabric. I had a really great experience buying from them. No complaints so far. Not sponsored or anything. I'm just a girl with access to Google. I Googled, I got it. Regular person. And the other bit of information that you will need to know, that I bought this bodysuit pattern off of Etsy. There are tons of pattern options on Etsy. This was on sale from a seller who I've bought a few patterns from before. So I know I like her patterns. I know I like how they're set up. I like how they print. I understand how she writes her instructions. So I've gone with this one, but it is very versatile. You could totally use a bodysuit that you already have existing for this, or you could even just use like a tank top that you have. I'm using a pattern because I like, for me, and I want more practice using patterns. So I went ahead and did a pattern, but It's totally unnecessary. But if you are looking for a pattern, her patterns are great and she does really great sales. So if you're looking for one, check them out. Like all patterns you buy on Etsy that you print off yourself at home, I have to cut this one out. I'm cutting out the medium size. Some of my measurements did fit into the small, but in my experience, it's better to size up in a pattern than size down, especially when you're working with something that's going to be tight fitting. The fabric we are using is very stretchy, but I do want to make sure I have a good fit, and it's so much easier to take away than to add. So I always err on the side of a little bit too big, and I can always make alterations later. When I'm cutting out a pattern, I like to use my cutting mat, an X-Acto blade, and scissors if I so feel I need them, and just Scotch tape to tape everything together. This is my like meditation time. I treat it like arts and crafts, and I'm putting together this, it's like, it feels like a puzzle whenever I'm doing a pattern like this. And this is like, sometimes this is my favorite part, other than when things come together and make sense. This can be my favorite part of a project sometimes. Really just like, it scratches my brain in a very specific way.
I know it's nothing new, but it's so good to see you. We do this every day, and I'm still so amazed by you. So hold me tight through the night.
This pattern calls for a long sleeve. I like the long sleeve option, but for this project in particular, I want something closer to three-quarter length, a little bit shorter. Not quite short sleeve, but I like something that like covers my upper arm. I don't know, I just feel more comfortable. So I'm gonna take around the 15-inch mark it with my ruler, and just do a cheeky little fold there, and fold it so I know where I can cut it, but I'm not gonna like ruin the pattern. And you can see the pattern kind of calls for this like outy bit. I'm just gonna do that when I cut it. I just know to like do a little whale tail on it when I go to cut the actual piece out of the fabric.
Feel so lucky, oh, oh, oh. Still can't believe you love me.
Now that I have all my pieces cut out, the next step is to start finishing all the edges. My pattern has me overlocking them. I don't have an overlocker foot or a serger, so I'm using the tried and true zigzag stitch method, going around all the edges with that zigzag stitch, so that if anything unravels, the zigzag stitch will stop it. All of these seams are going to be hidden, so you're not going to see them, but this does give that like extra level of like store-bought protection to make sure that your fabric doesn't fray on any of your seams. I popped on some dark thread onto my machine so that I could show you guys this zigzag stitch method, so you could really see it while I was doing it. If you can see here, you can really see it. I'm using the side of my presser foot as my like depth gauge for where I'm putting my needle, and I have my sewing machine set to the widest zigzag stitch possible, and I'm just following along the line. It's super simple. The only thing I'm doing fancy is that at like every turn and every junction, I'm backstitching just a couple of back stitches, just to like make that corner not curl in and it stays flat. So I'm getting to like a point where I have to turn, do a couple more, go back a couple, and forward. And I always pivot my needle, my project with the needle down in the fabric, and then you just turn it and it's not going to get moved around or anything. I'm also stretching this fabric a little while I'm going. I find with any knit stretch, you just want to not like super stretch it out, but just have a little bit of a tug in it, and it does make for a smoother stitch and allow the stitches to stretch with the fabric a little easier. With that darker thread, you can really see what I did here. Now, my stitches aren't perfect. They never will be. I am just a girl with a sewing machine, but they look pretty good to me, and they got lots of stretch in them. You can see they're about just under a centimeter from the edge there. It's time to start assembling. have all my fronts and backs together, so I'm double lined. The next step is to sew the shoulders together, and it's super simple. These are in, and like we're getting somewhere. Look. Okay. The bodysuit may be bodysuiting. Oh, my hair fell out. Hair change. Ooh, new hairstyle in the middle of the video. Oh, fun. Okay, focus, Madison. And for my sleeves, I'm actually gonna use my pins because I don't trust myself that much, you know?
Although it hurts me, be with you. Always room
Okay, I think my mic died. Something got turned off. I don't know. So I don't think you guys heard me talk in there. Hopefully I fixed that in post. I am on to the final step here. I'm just going to sew that final seam between the arm and all the way down the side and really pull this bodysuit together.
always in room for
You guys, hello. Look at her. She's beautiful. I am so happy with how she turned out. I think I told you, but I decided to do this like dark brown over stitch, and I think it turned out so super pretty. I do have to let you in on a secret though. I did chop off the bottom of the bodysuit part because I looked at how big the like little thing was, you know, the part that goes, and I went, maybe not designed for a girl like me. So I just like chopped it right here and hemmed it, and now it's just like a nice little tuck in shirt, nice and long. It goes to about here, and I feel so good and supported. I am so happy I decided to double line this. It feels, I could have bought this at Aritzia for $60, $70. The 3/4 lengths with these necklines can be like $70, $80. So I just saved myself a bunch of money. I did this in an afternoon. I am so pleased with myself. I will definitely be doing more Aritzia dupes. This like got me interested. I want to see what else I can dupe there because I would be an Aritzia girl if I had an Aritzia girl budget. I'm really interested to see if I could make some of it. You know, I think that'd be fun and interesting. So if you want to see more Aritzia duping or like any other brand at home versions, please let me know down in the comments. You know, I always love a suggestion. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me this week. It was a pleasure to have you. If you have made it this far in the video and you are not subscribed, what the heck? What the heck in heck? Like, seriously, like, come on, like, just subscribe. Like, you made it this far, you might as well subscribe. And if you don't, I'll cry. I'll cry. And do you want me to cry? You will be responsible for me crying. I mean, to be fair, I'll probably gonna cry anyway. But still, I'll make it your fault. So you better like and subscribe. Comment down below what other things you want me to make from Aritzia. Let me know. I think this was a win. I'm taking this as a real win. I will see you guys next week. Bye. Oh, I haven't shown you guys a cat in a while. You want to see one? Oh, Seven, are you volunteering? He thinks it's dinner time, which it is not, but look at it. This is my cat. Look at it. Oh, he's so handsome.